Asha, if you frankly ask me, set of circumstances which are fueling the markets higher, they are intact, and that is what really matters. When you are in this kind of a strong uptrend, you can argue about levels on a daily basis. But frankly, this market is not really aiming at this is the end of the rally and this is the point beyond which FI buying will not continue. We must realize that there is a reversal happening in the world at a global front. US equities are back. China trade is reversing. Flows are absolutely gangbusters, and the desire now to participate long is clearly evident. The FOMO crowd has kicked in. You can see that in terms of how the mid and the small cap indices are doing. Bottom line here is that the set of circumstances which have fueled the market higher, they are intact. And if the set of circumstances which have fueled the market higher, if they are intact, I guess it's pointless to say that this is the top and this is as far as markets will go. Now, what may really reverse the market, it has to be an event, something unknown, something which comes as a shock for the market. It could come globally, it could come locally, it could come from Reserve Bank of India credit policy later this week, or valuations have to become so sticky that it gets impossible for markets to sustain any kind of a momentum. So valuations are okay, flows are strong, global cues are supportive, Nasdaq is in a good groove. So I don't see a concern on the horizon which in a sense is going to smash the market down.
Oh yes, indeed. But perhaps a fact as well that, we want to conclusively move above that 18,550 mark in trade. But as Nikunj said, a lot of factors that seem to be supporting the momentum. And clearly that is going to bode well for us this week, especially as we're just 1.9% away from those life highs. Well, the global setup, a quick glance at that. Well, you did have the US markets, which wrapped up comfortably in the green on Friday's trading session. It was a decent jobs report as well that came in. And you did see across the board the US markets that did manage to gain 6 straight week of gains, by the way, for the Nasdaq. The European markets closed higher. And Asian markets primarily are in the green. But the other talking point is going to be crude oil prices. In fact, you have seen a rise coming in crude oil prices. This is following the fact that the OPEC kingpin of sorts, that Saudi Arabia, has put their decision to cut the output by additional 1 million barrels per day. The output will decline to 9 million barrels per day from around 10 million barrels, according to the Energy Ministry in Saudi Arabia. And Nikunj, analysts say that this is going to indicate concerns when it comes to weakening demand for crude.
What is OPEC doing, Awan? I mean, OPEC is trying to ensure that the price and demand and supply, they in a sense are matching. The demand for oil is slowing down. China has not opened up as everybody thought and expected. And the demand which was anticipated to come strong, at least ahead of the summer driving season in US, that is also not looking that great. So at a time when there is general slowdown happening in large economies, US has turned net exporter. OPEC in a sense is trying to cut supplies. Why are they doing it? Well, they don't want price to come down. Now this time around, unlike last time when they had cut output in the month of April, which was a much more meaningful cut, the crude markets just saw an immediate uptick, and then that was later sold into. Today, if you look at OPEC, today you look at the oil market is just not gone anywhere. So that just tells you that markets right now are completely convinced that demand for oil is going to remain low, and it's going to remain low for long. And I think it is getting evident in the fact that there is no panic reaction, there is no nervousness, and if at all everyone is reconciled to the fact that whether it is China or whether it is EV or whether it is what is happening to the US economy, the demand for oil and petroleum products will remain low.